Hey, welcome back into today's video. We've brought you another one from the dark crevices of the internet in the form of Amberlynn Reid. This was requested by a viewer who said, and this is alleged, "Oh my god, please cover Amberlynn Reid, the cat, not good person, animal and girlfriend ABUSER." And for this video, I wanted to focus on her treatment of cats and animals. Now, there's a lot that comes with this lolcow attached to something called Girl World, an online community focused on observing and criticizing specific YouTubers, primarily Amberlynn Reid and Foodie Beauty, who create food-related and disturbing content. This part of the internet is colloquially known as a dumpster fire, and in today's video, we're going to be focusing on specifically missing cats and not good treatment of animals. It appears not all is as it seems. In today's episode of Exploring Lolcows. She's got a YouTube channel called Amberlynn Reid, just around 256,000 subscribers. I do believe she had closer to 300,000 at one point, but things haven't been that well. Yeah, the channel is in decline, which for some reason on November 25th, she deleted over 160,000 in views. Now, I don't know why she would have done this. Usually it's got something to do with attempting to hide something. Maybe we'll uncover it on our quest in this video. Her description on YouTube says, "We will see where this takes me, subscribe to see." And that's because this channel was first created to document her weight loss journey. It turned into less of that and more of her documenting her extremely terrible behavior. About a month ago, she did a live stream. It says, "Hello, it's been a while."
Hello, hello.
I feel like she's just looking straight at nothing but hate comments just based off of the like to dislike ratio here. It's pretty not good with 6.3 thousand dislikes. It's a bunch of terrible comments about this person's weight, honestly. And you know what? We're above that. We're not going to focus so much on that. We're here to talk about something a little bit more concrete and legitimate, which is her treatment of her animals. And as we progress through this video, you're going to see why this needed to be created. She also has a TikTok with 185.1 thousand followers. Shut up, you better not say anything. Don't quit. I don't want to hear it. You better behave yourself. So she is pretty active on this. This was January 21st. I have begun to notice a trend. These lolcows thrive on TikTok because honestly, there is no regulation on TikTok. You can pretty much pick any niche that would otherwise be ostracized in other parts of the communities of social media. For example, YouTube usually does not allow creators to monetize their terrible treatment of their children, like monetizing neglect. Cue in Donut Mom, Resilient Jenkins. Where people like Amberlynn don't thrive on YouTube, well, they do just fine on TikTok, it seems. So while I was researching this video, I noticed specific ways that she treated her animals. That was a little bit weird. Things appeared contradicting, as you'll see. So she took two of her cats on a 19-hour trip, and you can hear them crying in the background.
But I'm standing here with Twinkie, and the cats are in the back, like a perfect spot. Rarity is meowing so much, but Wasabi has not made a single noise. I hope he's okay. I'm almost more worried for his silence versus Rarity's like talking. I don't know. But it seems like whenever I start talking, Rarity will stop meowing. Like, she stopped and she hasn't stopped like literally this whole time. My sweet little baby.
Now this is interesting to me because I couldn't just have my cats back there in a cage or a carrier where they're just meowing. And I know I can't be the only one that's like this. That's just the rules. That's just how it goes, you know? I understand that you have to drive, but I don't understand why they have to be in the very back. So this is the cat carrier they're in, and you can see they're not happy. That one's trying to make an escape, which, you know, now that I think about it, I think it did make its escape, or we'll see. And you've seen in the previous clip before where she was complaining about the cat Rarity, the one that happens to be missing, okay? Look at how she generally treats this cat. So here she's just jerking things off the wall and the cat's like right there. She's got no awareness of her surroundings at all. And she's not the quickest runner, okay? And this is relevant for later because she says that when the cat initially got out, that she ran like lightning. One user saying, "This right here is why I think she offed Rarity. If she's okay throwing paper and scaring her cat while screaming, What else will she do? That to me is a little bit of a reach. I don't think there's sufficient evidence to say that she offed her cat because she threw paper off the wall, but let's see if we can find some patterns. So in this clip right here, we have Destiny. And now a break for our sponsor. This one's for the moms. If you're busy all the time working and going to the gym like me, then staying on track and figuring out what to eat is honestly, it can be overwhelming. And to be honest, I didn't really see the value in something like HelloFresh, but they've upgraded everything and I can see now it makes more sense. The menu is basically doubled now and you can swap out ingredients as you can see here. You're not stuck eating something you don't want. And the portions are way better as well. You're full and balanced. You're not wasting extra food. And this is actually a pretty big deal for me because I can't drink whey protein. I don't know why, my system's too sensitive, but they've added extra protein and it makes it way easier for me to hit my protein target. Not to mention it makes eating veggies a lot easier because it's built into the food and it tastes great, honestly. And when you're slammed, they have meals that you can get ready in like 3 minutes. No excuses and no falling off. And to my moms out there, I thought this was a good sponsorship for you guys because it makes making meals a lot easier because you don't have to make separate meals and it's stuff that they're actually going to enjoy eating. Take advantage of the new HelloFresh by using code REPZILLA at HelloFresh.com. Free meals applied as a discount on your first box and this is for new or returning subscribers. So again, give it a try. Click the link below. Use code REPZILLA at HelloFresh.com and thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring what we do. But let's see if we can find some patterns. So in this clip right here, we have Destiny and one of their friends and they're interacting with the animals. There's some red flags in this video and there are some things we need to talk about in this video. So she just slapped the dog in the face. She's obviously hurting the cat. I believe they treat the animals more like material objects and things than living beings. This part right here, keep your eye on the cat. Whoa, where's the cat going? Well, obviously it's just landing on the bed behind. There were some people saying that she threw the cat. Again, I believe it's a reach, and I believe you don't even have to reach that far. The way they were holding the cat and the way they were smacking the dog is enough for me. But I digress, let's continue. So look at this dog here. This is Twinkie, a Chihuahua. Very overweight. Sometimes this can happen. I'm sure you've seen an overweight Chihuahua before. This is another dog named Monkey, clearly overweight. Now, this apparently was not Amber's dog, but it was her ex-girlfriend's dog. Amber did claim Monkey, and people pointed out that it was not her dog. Hello, Mia. I don't know if you guys remember the kitten in a video like last year. This is Mia fully grown here. Can you say hello, Mia? Can you say hello, Mia? This is not fully my cat. This is a cat that I am co-parenting, okay? And we're watching her right now because her mother is on a trip to Florida. Are you going to sit here? Are you going to sit here? Oh. What's that, Mia? They should subscribe to the channel. I think you're right. Here's more of her complaining about Rarity and how annoying and she's allergic to the cat and...
Rarity! Oh my gosh. I swear. She's probably... I've had several cats in my life. Like through different foster homes and this and that. She is by far the most annoying cat I've ever. She will play with anything. Someone said I used to be a cat person until I got a dog. Now I'm a dog person. I totally get it. For sure. Wasabi was never annoying though. Wasabi's such a chill cat, like on point.
I'm so lucky that I'm not allergic to animals.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh wait, I'm allergic to sometimes like Rarity makes my face break out. That's true.
My gosh.
But no wasabi. Yeah, wasabi don't though.
It's also important to point out that she no longer has Rarity, but does have Wasabi. There's also another cat she complained about that she no longer has. Does anybody remember Scarlet? Probably not. She was only there for about 2 weeks. And here's Amber complaining about her.
Scarlet to everybody. Okay, or not. You ain't gotta. So Scarlett's having an issue being potty trained. She kind of goes by the litter box. She's gone in random boxes around the house.
Boxes.
I love her still.
She says I love her still with an eye roll, but it goes on.
Wasabi, he still poops on the couch. Sometimes, it's definitely not as much as usual. And Scarlet has been doing it because she thinks it's okay now. She's trying to learn how to use the cat box. We got this to see if it'll make them not do that because you spray it and it's like a deterrent. So
This is me showing you some pattern stuff before we get into the breakdown of actually what happened to the cats, and it's not good. Here is some really strong pattern
Synchronicity.
Some really strong pattern synchronicity here with what I would call neglect.
I'm not sure when we're going back home. I think tonight. I don't know. We have the cats with us here. They've been here the whole time that we've been staying here. Sometimes we just stay here for reasons because we're super close to work here, and when we're at home, like, we're so far from work, and it's just sometimes it's just easier to stay here. We always bring our pets with us, of course, like unless we're gonna stay for like 1 night or 2 nights. Like, cats are very independent.
So this is really important. In the same breath, she says, well, we always bring the cats with us, but we don't always bring the cats with us. Did you catch that? She says she leaves the cats alone sometimes 1 or 2 nights. It could be more, actually. But I think the main point of this is that at this time, Scarlet was a new kitten, and both cats were sick and using the restroom. And then this is also when she decided to add a dog to the mix.
Yeah, so we're going to work. Yeah, she does need a sweater. We're trying to get Twinkie Star to go potty, but she just won't go. She's so cold. We're gonna have to get her a sweater. I know, like, a lot of people are like, that's animal cruelty to put animals in clothing, but I mean, I don't want her to be cold out here. And honestly, it's pretty cold for Florida. Thank God, I prefer the cold.
Animal cruelty is also neglect.
Well, we put a little potty thing down in the puppy pad in the room.
The potty.
Alright, I'm gonna go off to work. I love you. I love you, baby.
Okay, so this seems to me like a performative contradiction, and we've talked about these types of fallacies on the channel, so you should be familiar, but if you're not, it's when somebody says one thing, like, I love you, but then their actions exhibit another thing, like, I'm actually going to go to work now. I know that you got a thing going on, but I'm just going to throw down some pads, and that's going to be it. And by all intents and purposes, this is what it looks like. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's wrong because you got to go to work. I'm saying it's wrong because you already have 2 sick cats. You're not really handling that very well. And then you take on a dog that you clearly do not have time for. And if you do not have the time, the patience, and the resources to take on more animals, probably shouldn't do that. But it gets worse.
Wasabi's like not having it. He keeps tensing up, and she keeps making kind of just like a little growl noise. You know, it's hard because this is Wasabi's turf, but I'm sure they'll eventually, you know, get along. It's just gonna take a little bit, but they are so cute, both of them. My little Wasabi man, and I'm not gonna say her name yet because I keep telling Destiny, okay, I like this name, but she's like, just give it some time.
So she's exhibiting some stress. The cats aren't getting along, but here's more stress she exhibits.
I just feel really overwhelmed with everything. Like, my mother's in prison, my brother's homeless. I haven't heard from my dad in forever. Like, last time I heard from him was like easily like almost 2 years ago, and he was in the hospital because of his diabetes. Like, his diabetes is just really bad. And I don't know, like, I try to do like at-home remedies for like helping with my anxiety. Like, I'll take deep breaths, I'll think happy thoughts, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So I kind of just wanted to open up to you guys a little bit about my anxiety, I guess. It's probably something that you guys didn't really know about, but
Anxiety, overwhelmed, stress.
I am completely stressed out. Like, I don't think there has been a time in my recent life where I felt this stressed out. And it scares me because I really don't want my anxiety to come back.
So again, consistently stressed in situations where she really doesn't have time, becoming overwhelmed, but yet taking on more animals. So this is a pattern. It's not necessarily evidence that one would off a cat or another animal, but it's a pattern that I'm demonstrating. Even though she says things like,
I love my fur babies. I have a dog and 2 cats, if you guys don't know. I love them more than I love myself.
So I'm not trying to be insulting when I say this, but it doesn't appear like the bar is very high on how much you care about yourself with the situations that you put yourself in, the stressful situations, the overwhelming situations, the relationships, which we aren't even getting into that in this video. If you want me to dive into those specific situations to do with relationships, let me know in the comment section. There's a lot there, but it's just in general, I'm not sure if when you say that you love your animals more than you love yourself, that it demonstrates across logically.
I'm going to add another thing to like the pile that she already was experiencing, protecting her.
One thing I want to point out is that it's not lost on us that all of these situations and all of these scenarios are being recorded for views. There are situations where if you pause right at the end of each scene, you can see that she's pausing her emotions, whether she's crying, whether she's emotionally reacting to some scenario or situation. She's setting up for the next scene. This pause scene right here is a good example. She was talking about a stressful situation, but I swear that looks like a grin. This could be a reach. Don't take my word for it. Go yourself. Find her content. Pause at the ends of scenes. Tell me what you see. Maybe it's something that I see a lot because I'm setting up scenes right now. I'm pausing. I have structure here to show you, to bring forth this video, and I have to set up each scene before I go. So maybe it's just something me as a creator I can see, but I don't know, maybe it's more transparent than I think. That brings us to talk about the first missing cat, Gracie. It was July 6, 2015. We see Gracie for the first time. This is Destiny's cat. And if you guys don't know who Destiny is, this is Amber's ex, Destiny. There's a few important things I want to note in the beginning of this scenario before we go in breaking it down, and that is Amber had the Wasabi Fund, and this fund was for her future cat, okay, in an apartment that only allowed 2 animals, which there was Gracie and a dog. She introduced this fund on the same day that Gracie went missing. Also on the same day, July 6, 2015, they went to a pet shop.
Hello, YouTube. Look at this little thing.
And again, very important, this.
Our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets.
Now, I feel like this is pretty common. Maybe this is something she didn't know, but I think that you usually check if you have animals, if it's okay for you to have said animals in apartment. Let me know what you guys think.
Where are we?
We are at Hank's,
What's Hank's?
a furniture store.
We're trying to find furniture.
A couch, really.
Well, a couch, yeah, because we have no couch.
Yep.
So you ready?
Yep.
Our kitchen is like red and black themed, so the living room could be the same.
They're couch shopping about around 10 days upon their arrival in Florida for their new apartment, which apparently Amber doesn't know if they can have animals or not there. And the very next day, this happens. They go to another pet shop. That same day, Destiny's cat Gracie goes missing, and this is Amber's excuse.
Gracie's okay. She's in the house. Leia's okay. She's in the house. But then I came back in here and I'm like, cool. There's a giant hopping spider somewhere in the house. I threw Leia down as fast as possible and I ran out that door like the speed of friggin' lightning.
So she said Gracie ran out, but she got her because she ran fast as lightning. So essentially she says that Gracie got out, she ran fast like lightning and caught her, and then that same night, probably within hours, Gracie got out again, which she blames the roommate. But nobody's around to corroborate that story. She was there by herself. The roommate wasn't there yet. Destiny was at work, so we have to take her word for it.
Gracie's okay. She's in the house.
I don't know I believe her because I've already researched this video and I know that she lies several times. We'll get to that. Here's her blaming the roommate.
Our cat got out last night. Not when she got out from me because I caught her and catched her. We're thinking she wanted to do it in her next opportunity and she did. We're thinking our friend Jessica didn't notice, but Gracie ran away and now we're gonna try to find her.
So again, we have no corroboration here, but there evolved new excuses over time.
Will you ever address the Gracie rumors? So if you guys don't know, Gracie was Destiny's cat. Destiny is my ex. And Destiny and I moved into an apartment together. And if you guys don't know anything about cats, they hate moving and they hate new environments 9 times out of 10. And when cats run away, it's usually because they just moved into a place that's new. Gracie tried to run away multiple times when we first moved into the apartment, and I know Gracie was not happy there because we had a roommate who had a pit bull puppy who did annoy Gracie a lot. Gracie just was not used to that type of energy. There was actually a point, was it a couple days before Gracie officially ran away, where she ran outside and I had to go get her. This happened when Destiny would open the door. It happened when our roommate would open the door. It happened when friends would open the door. It was anybody and everybody. And it was something that we really had to focus on. Like, If that door was being opened for any freaking reason, we had to pay attention and we had to make sure Gracie was not getting out. And I remember there was one morning, it was around like 10. I was like, why hasn't Gracie meowed at the door? Because that was like her daily routine, was meowing at the door for some food for breakfast. I didn't hear it. We went searching through the apartment and Gracie was nowhere to be found.
So she's explaining what happened again. Now she's putting a little bit more emphasis on saying that the cat ran out at every opportunity and says that the cat wasn't happy there, and cats in new environments always want to run away. Now she contradicts this later on. We'll get into that. But I want to focus on this next part she says, where she starts ad homing the roommate, which means poisoning the well, talking very badly about the roommate for reasons I don't know. It wasn't necessary.
The roommate was a stripper who worked weird hours, very weird, would come home 4 a.m. in the morning, would come home drunk, would come home high, with friends, several people, her boyfriend. It was that night prior that she came home around 3 a.m. with her boyfriend, and before Destiny and I went to sleep, we said goodnight to Gracie. It was like typical routine. That is what we did. And then when we went to sleep, we would put Gracie out in the living room because we wanted to sleep with the door shut, but the litter box was not in the bedroom. So we didn't want to have her like go to the bathroom in the bedroom without the litter box.
All that was needed to be said was that the cat tried to get out at every opportunity. You didn't need to go in and attacking the roommate and telling out all the business of this person. The only reason one would do this is to, in the eyes of the viewer, make us not like this person. I'm also curious if Destiny corroborates this. I know they're exes at this point, because this is 2022 looking back into 2016. I wonder if she corroborates this, that they did say goodnight to Gracie before they went to sleep. One user saying Gracie was an elderly cat. She was Destiny's childhood cat. Amber 100% made up that first story about the giant spider to cover her butt because she planned on letting her out, and she could be like, see, I told you she's been trying to bolt out, and blame the roommate for leaving the door open. She's awful. Another user saying that smirk when she's talking about Gracie getting out, she makes me sick. Now I think it's important that we highlight specifically Amber's behavior after the cat got out, because I don't believe it to be normal.
Don't be sad. We got our new couch. What do you think of it?
I love our couch.
She said, don't be sad, we got a new couch. Same day they did go to a pet shop. Keep this in mind. There was also introduced a fund for another cat, which implies a premeditation.
Yeah, we still haven't found Gracie. She's talking to her mammy. Her mammy wants to help. Damn, I look rough in this view.
She's very nonchalant about Destiny not finding her cat that she's had for like 10 years. She's just like, oh, we still haven't found it. And it's just that behavior that's strange. But again, that's not indicative of somebody who would do anything to a cat. We have to look at the pattern. So it was actually 2 days after the cat was missing that the Wasabi Fund was introduced.
A secret fund. You guys have no idea what this stands for. It's going to be a secret. Right now there's only change in here, but tomorrow there will be some big bills. I'm so freaking excited.
In just the general way she was treating Destiny, like with no self-awareness at all. In one moment, she says that a kitten in a pet store looks just like Gracie, which is rough to say to someone who just lost their cat of like over 10 years.
I found one that I loved at the animal shelter, but it wasn't yet adoptable, so that was like really depressing. So now I'm at Petland. Look at you, you're just so cute. So I'm gonna hold a few cats and then decide. She kind of looks like she might look like Gracie. She has that color that
Gracie had been missing for 4 days at that point. Nothing you should say to somebody. And then on July 22nd, she does bring home a kitten, and she just talk about how happy she is, just rubbing it in Destiny's face.
Guess what, everybody? I'm a mama.
Gave birth to a bouncing baby boy.
I'm so freaking happy. I have a little kitten. I am like over the moon right now. I'll show you guys him, and I'll tell you his name and everything when we get home. I'm just so happy. Like, I don't even know. I don't even have words.
To make it a little bit worse, she decides on a name for the kitten, and they had a mutual name that they decided on together. And I thought that was the nicest thing that she could have done, was to let Destiny have a part in naming the new kitten.
Okay, everybody, I'm ready to show you my new kitten that I adopted today. This is the first time I've ever adopted anything, any type of animal by myself. We named him Chaplin. He is beyond perfect, and I'm super excited. Are you guys ready for cuteness overload? Be a part of this moment, please. Look! Oh my god.
Look at his mustache.
He has a mustache.
He's named after Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin. And he's gonna be a long-haired cat. I want a long-haired cat. Look how cute he is. I just can't get enough of him.
And of course, it ended up changing to Wasabi, which is what Amber wanted, so it takes all the nice points away.
Are you my little Wasabi? Oh my god, I am like so happy now because I really wanted Wasabi and I got him.
Just the general way that she's treating Destiny is not good. Shoving the camera in her face when she's sad.
Don't be sad. We'll find her. And if we don't, I'm hoping she's in like a good place. Because there are people out there who take cats, you find them and they'll take care of them.
She hasn't hurt my nail on her.
I know. Well, look we got our new couch. What do you think of it?
I love our couch.
It's red.
The cat had been missing for like two, maybe 4 days at that point. Who talks in the past tense like that unless they know something that we don't? That's probably a reach, but I'm just saying, you know.
Do you miss Gracie? Gracie is Destiny's cat who ran away about 2 weeks ago. And of course I miss her. She would keep me company and she was just the sweetest little cat. She loved to be held. It's devastating. I just hope that she's in a good place right now.
What do you mean that you hope she's in a good place? That's a crazy thing to say, actually. That being said, there is another kitten that was here for a minute and then gone pretty quick. I think it was in less than 10 days. I'm pretty sure it was less than 10 days. Scarlet. A lot of people have forgotten that this cat even existed. Scarlet the kitten. This little cat here is Scarlet. Scarlet only lasted about 10 days before she was apparently rehomed. Scarlet was given to them by Destiny's mom, a kitten that Amber did not personally select, and soon there started being problems between Scarlet and Wasabi.
Now, it's hard because this is Wasabi's turf, but I'm sure they'll eventually, you know, get along. It's just gonna take a little bit, but they are so cute.
So they wasn't getting along. They were apparently using the bathroom everywhere, and this put Amber under a lot of stress.
I don't know, like, I try to do like at-home remedies for like helping with my anxiety. Like, I'll take deep breaths, I'll think happy thoughts, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
Part of the reason for the stress, it seems, is that Scarlet was not assimilating into the environment.
So this is easy digestion. I like that. We also got this stuff because Wasabi, he still poops on the couch sometimes. It's definitely not as much as usual, and Scarlet has been doing it because she thinks it's okay now. She's trying to learn how to use the cat box. We got this to see if it'll make them not do that, because you spray it and it's like a deterrent.
And again, pair that with the fact that they were not consistently home.
We always bring our pets with us, of course, like unless we're gonna stay for like 1 night or 2 nights. Like, cats are very independent.
Lots of stress was happening. Cat was not assimilating properly. Twinkie the dog was brought on board, to which obviously they didn't have time. They were already overwhelmed and stressed, and so they were just throwing down puppy pads so they could go to work.
Well, we put a little potty thing down in the puppy pad in the room.
The potty.
So again, not criticism because somebody has things to do or they've got to go to work or things like this. Criticism because even with the responsibility that you already have, you're overwhelmed, anxious, and stressed, and not properly taking care of your cats, and you add a dog on top of that. That is, to me, empirically showing that's you're not making responsible choices. But this it could be even more reach. But let me know in the comment section if I have, reason behind this logic. So shortly after getting Scarlet, we get a video that's titled, "Where's the Kitty?" published February 10th, 2016. And I want you guys to pay attention to this because she puts a strange emphasis on Gracie. I don't know why.
Hello everybody. Okay, so I'm looking like the biggest hot mess in the world, but that's okay. I'm just on my way to work here in a minute. But I wanted to answer a question that keeps floating around, is where's the kitty? I'm gonna answer your guys' question. What happened? So I'm gonna start back when I first moved here, which was about 7 months ago. We had Gracie, which was Destiny's cat, and she was so like the sweetest little thing. And then we had Leia, which was Jessica's dog. We figured, okay, 2 animals, that's enough, that's good, that's good. So that was that. Like, I fell in love with both of the animals. They're both precious as ever. And then one day we woke up and Gracie was gone. And I'm freaking out, scattering everywhere. And I'm like, where is Gracie? Like, what happened? Gracie ran away.
Okay, it's very strange that she's talking about Gracie in the middle of a video about where the new cat is. It looks like she's cracking a smile. Am I seeing that right?
All in that like kind of swift motion, Gracie ran away and our roommate moved out. So we had no more pets. And it was kind of sad because I love pets. I love giving them the love that they need. Like, no pet should ever be in a shelter or in a freaking cage somewhere in a store. Like, no.
There have been criticisms because she's not at home all the time that she is in fact not giving them the love that they need.
Wasabi was alone a lot because, you know, while we were at work, we wanted him to have someone to play with. So we were going back and forth. Should we get a cat or should we get a dog? Should we get a cat or should we get a dog? So all within, again, the same swift motion, we privately, we didn't like say this in a vlog or anything really, was getting a cat and a dog around the same time. So we were gonna have 3 pets, and the 3 pets were Scarlet, which was the kitten that you guys are wondering about, and then Twinkie, the dog that we have now. I'm just gonna say now, Scarlet and Wasabi did not get along. Like, they would constantly fight. We realized that I don't know if I mentioned this, but Wasabi's eye was infected, which we got that fixed, don't worry. Wasabi's eye was infected because Scarlet scratched on it. They would fight a lot, and we tried to break it apart. We tried to get them to know each other for, you know, like 2 weeks or whatever, and that's a long time. Like, they were together for a long time, and they should have adapted to each other, but we felt like it was just getting worse.
What's interesting is we can obviously see that the cat was trouble for her, and that's actually why she got rid of this kitten. I don't know why she makes such unbelievable excuses.
But the reason why we had to get rid of Scarlet is because our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets. I was like, oh, okay, like...
One user saying, well, it's good you gave the kitten to a healthy home. My main question, though, is how did you not know? Didn't you need to read and review before you agreed to live there? Plus, another thing, with animals, it takes months, not weeks, for them to adapt to get along. Heck, I've even had 2 cats together now for 6 months and they just started liking each other, lol. I hope in the future different choices are made not only for the sake of your home, but for the sake of the animals. Another viewer is saying you just threw them together and that kitten was so young. You have no idea what animals need. Your life consists of laying around and eating when you're home. Dogs need walks. You can't do this attention mental stimulation care, love vet care, and balanced diet. You cannot take care of yourself properly, let alone an animal. Please get some stuffed animals. Animals are not disposable. They are a life commitment. What will happen if you and Destiny break up? What will happen to the dog and the cat? You moved Destiny's cat of 14 years with no forethought to a new environment. Did not pay attention and she disappeared. Even non-cat people know cats are picky about changes. This was a time she should have been monitored closely. Also, having tags to ID her, she could have had a chance of coming home. The dog and cat should be microchipped. All things would take away from jewelry or eating out. Stop saying how much you love animals. It makes me effing sick. Animals amuse you. Amberlynn actually responds to this saying, please go back and watch when we had Gracie. Her and I loved each other. She didn't like Leah and it was stressing her out. Also, Gracie always had an ID tag with her name on it and Destiny's phone number. So whoever found her just decided to take it upon themselves not to call us. But we know that's a lie because in the infamous couch scene where she says, don't be sad about your cat. We have a new couch. Destiny actually says and verifies there was no ID.
I'm hoping she's in like a good place. Because there are people out there who take cats, you find them and they'll take care of them.
Well, she hasn't hurt my name on her.
I know.
What was that? What'd she say? Let's go back.
Well, she hasn't hurt my name on her.
I know.
She said Destiny's name wasn't on Gracie. I wonder why it was missing. Interestingly enough, Destiny also confirms that they gave Scarlet away because the kitten didn't get along with Amber's cat Wasabi. That is not what Amber said. That she said specifically it was this.
The reason why we had to get rid of Scarlet is because our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets.
But here's what Destiny says.
That's also when my mom came to visit and she brought us a kitten that she couldn't find a home for. And essentially we ended up giving that kitten to a friend because the kitten and Wasabi just didn't get along. I don't know why, but eventually me and Amberlynn get other cats and he's fine with those cats. I don't know if it was like the age he was at that he didn't get along with them. I don't know what was going on. They just didn't get along. And we gave her to one of my friends. I'm pretty sure my friend still has this cat. And she had other cats and the cat did fine.
Didn't say it was a contributing factor. Didn't say it was because only 2 animals could be allowed. Literally said because the cat didn't get along with Amber's cat Wasabi. That's a blatant lie, okay? But here's another pointless lie. This video was January 6, 2016.
Sometimes it's just easier to stay here. We always bring our pets with us, of course. Like,
She said pets in plural.
unless we're gonna stay for like 1 night or 2 nights, like cats are very independent and they have their food and their water. And
But there would have been only 1 cat there at that time. Remember the Where's the Kitty video was posted February 10th, 2016. That's about 2 full months after they got Scarlet. In the video prior that we watched, Amber said that she had already gotten rid of Scarlet beforehand.
we tried to get them to know each other for, like 2 weeks or whatever. And that's a long time. Like, it really is sad. I think of Scarlet often, but she is living with Destiny's friend, and we would not just give Scarlet to anybody. We had to make sure that, it was a nice home and stuff, and she already had 2 other cats, and the 2 other cats, got along with any cat. So we tried to see how Scarlet was around them, and they were actually fine. I don't know if it's because Wasabi was
So that implies that it took some time to acclimate and to review the acclimation to see if these animals were going to get along, okay? One YouTube creator named Studio Deets, whose video I used to reference a lot of the timeline here, said this, and I think it's interesting.
So now, having seen everything there was to see about Scarlet in Amber's videos, and knowing that Amber tends to manipulate timelines in her favor, I started out in the comment sections of previous videos to see if we could find out any more information. One of the first things that had stood out to me while watching this set of videos in chronological order, it happened in a video that Amber uploaded on January 16th of 2016. And it was at that point that I noticed that they were showing Twinkie a lot more all of a sudden.
Get him! Get him, Twinkie, get him! Get him, Twinkie!
And if it was noticeable to me, I just figured that it was probably noticeable to other people. So off to the comment section I went, and lo and behold, someone did in fact ask Amber where her cats were. 1313 Kristen Lee. Where's Wasabi and the kitten? Amberlynn freaking Reid. Wasabi is right next to me, heart. Kitten is with a family who really wanted her. Period. Scarlet didn't even get her name. She just got Kitten. I guess that's because by now she had a different name, huh? Okay, so we know that Destiny's mom brought Scarlet with her when she visited for Christmas, arriving on December 14th. And this video with this comment was uploaded on January 16th. Scarlet was definitely already with another family at this point.
So while it's not 100% evidence, people were asking where Scarlet was. So let's do a little bit of a refresher. Gracie goes missing.
Gracie's okay. She's in the house.
Pet shops.
Hello, YouTube.
New cat fund immediately.
I have no idea what this stands for.
They mutually decide the cat's name.
Oh my god, I am so happy now.
Amber changes its name. Destiny's mom gives Scarlet, but Amber pressures the cat to leave and gets Twinkie. And the apartment only allowed 2 pets.
Our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets.
That's just the objective facts, okay? I have no doubt that Destiny was likely supportive of Amber's choices. I don't think it worked the other way around. I don't think that Amber had been supportive of Destiny's choices, and that's just honestly not a great significant other. And now we're on to the second missing cat, Rarity, where Amber was dating somebody that goes by Emily, aka Tommy. This is Tommy here. At this point, Amber took a 19-hour road trip to Wisconsin to see Tommy, and she brought her cats, put them in the 2 carriers, very unhappy as we saw. This is her getting ready to go, very excited here. Had the cats in the back there. The dog was running around in the back seats there. There was the carrier. So there's the dog. Cats are in the back, pointed back there. Cats were meowing like crazy. It didn't take very long before we seen this video. It's titled My Heart is Broken. Let's go over it a little bit. So the interesting thing about this video, there were criticisms about this being performative, and it wasn't lost on me that obviously she set this up to record. Now, there are real tears falling, could be 100% legitimate. Some people were pointing out that her hand motions towards this were a little bit strange.
Sorry.
The reason is because this is a camera she set up herself, and she's saying, no camera in my face. I think that's a little bit of a reach, I believe, because even if I'm recording and stuff, I will do things. It's not performative. It's just like acknowledging, you know that you got a camera on you. However, now that I think about it, if I'm like crying or like sad and I didn't want to be on camera at that moment, I would just cut that out of the final edit. And the fact that she leaves it in, it's a little bit strange. Interestingly enough, she puts a huge emphasis on Tommy's help and how helpful Tommy's been during this process. Only later do we find out that Tommy actually told her to leave.
Helps so much. Like, I just feel so just like defeated, and Tommy has made like online posters and put it on different websites and like went outside, and we've been like yelling her name, and like it's been torture literally, because you guys know Rarity is my world. Like, and I know a lot of you hate me and have whatever you want to say about me, but Rarity was my literal life, and like you guys know how much she loved me too, and it's just
So after that, she released another video called The Truth, which was, this is posted around the timeline of 5 days after the cat goes missing. The video is called The Truth, and something very strange. This is literally just a couple days after, and she's speaking about Rarity in the past tense. That's weird.
Rarity was everything to me. Like, I know some of you guys would joke around that Rarity was my favorite of the three. That's not true. I don't have a favorite, but you guys would joke about that. I loved her a lot.
She's saying was. Most individuals would be hoping that their pet is still alive at this point. It's only like 3 or 4 days. Like, you know, it's okay. I'm just saying.
People are also asking, like, why do I keep talking in past tense? Like, why did I say, I know you guys loved her, instead of saying, I know you guys love her? My anxiety and my mental health is so bad that my brain keeps going to the worst case scenario. I am trying more than anything to stay positive and to think positive and to just like do my diligence as a pet owner. There is a small amount of defeat inside of me, and I don't want to give up.
Honestly, I don't buy that, because I used to have a cat. His name was Greg. You guys might remember him. He was the greatest cat ever. And oh my God, the length I went to try to save this cat. I never lost hope. We rode it all the way out into the end together. I even learned how to give him the water with the needles. What do they call that? If you know what that's called, let me know in the comments. And I mean, I learned everything, and I took care of him, and it was devastating. It was a devastating loss for me. I wasn't giving up. Wasn't talking in the past tense, you know? So as someone who really cares about animals and cats, like, my neurons aren't firing here, you know? The mirror neurons. And despite how much she says that she loves and misses the cat, that's not the perspective that I can objectively observe. It looks like she was ready to move on. So after she was talking about the past tense, the next video she posted after that was her being upbeat and super happy. The video is called Where's Twinkie? Which, isn't that kind of weird that it's titled Where's Twinkie, like right after she had her cat's missing video? And it brings me back to the other missing video about Scarlet, like, where is the kitten? And it's just really strange behavior. One user saying, the fact that you can even have that smug smile on says enough about you as a person. Another viewer saying, why do you seem so happy? There was a lot of people that were saying this, and she actually responds in another video shortly after saying, I guess it's like anything for views.
People were like, why were you smirking? Why weren't you crying in this video? If you guys remember that video, it's because there was mixed company here. I wasn't the only one here. Tommy wasn't the only one here. There was mixed company, and it's not people I normally film in front of, so I was feeling a little awkward and a little like shy a little bit. People noticed that I seemed a little off. That is why.
That makes no sense to me, man. When my cat was sick and he was going through, I didn't really care who was around. Yeah, oh man. Mixed company, dude. Mixed company. So Amber lost Rarity around November 17th, 2024. There was a missing post found November 22nd, 24. It was about 3 weeks. And then about December 10th, 2024, she posted a video saying she's completely done about talking about Rarity because I guess she was getting tired of everybody like calling her out on her behavior. And again, anything for views here with a little smile on the face saying I'm done.
And that I'm lying and that this or that. And it's just become a lot. It has. But what I am deciding to do for my mental health is I am no longer going to be talking about Rarity at all. But I can promise those who love her that if she is found, I will tell you. But till then, I'm done talking about her because I just want her back. And to have to like every day defend myself is just exhausting.
So here's her explanation as to what actually happened and how Rarity got out. And you know, spoiler alert, this ends up being a complete lie because just like the Gracie situation, which was a complete lie, the Scarlet situation was a complete lie, patterns emerge. Not to mention that she left Wisconsin, meaning she left her cat there that she cares so much about, which I couldn't even fathom doing. And this next part seems to be a little bit performative contradiction, referring to her cat as a child, but then says Emily is going to be searching for her, is never going to stop looking for her.
Me and Tommy have spoken about this when it first happened and I came back home, that no matter what happened with me and Tommy, she would never give up looking for Rarity, and neither will I. I'm still constantly and consistently on missing cat forums, etc., etc. And when Rarity is found, I will have her back in my arms. You know, it's almost like asking someone like, oh, you have a missing child? Okay, so when they're found, do you want them back? Like, of course I do. That is my child. That is my everything. That is my heart and my soul. And my family is not complete without her.
That is a terrible comparison because most people wouldn't leave their child in another state. They would continue the look until they are found. The other thing is she's not looking. She says Tommy's going to look. She's actually, the extent of her looking is she's checking Tommy's live feeds, like the cameras that are set up around the house.
Tommy already has like cameras like outside of her house, like security cameras, but we've now also put them in places where like Rarity could be, like, I don't know. And I have the app on my phone, so I keep checking like over and over, like, is she just like walking by? Is she out there? But it's so cold and it's raining.
And you probably will not be surprised. She was already looking for a new kitten already.
They want me to maybe take one of the kittens, but I'm over here like, I want Rarity. Like, I miss Rarity. I want Rarity. But I met the 3 kittens when we went over there for Father's Day, and window Lego, and one of them just has like the saddest eyes, but it was like curled up on me. Let me show you. Oh my god. I think I want this baby. I think I want this baby.
Did you see that? What's your smell?
Oh, that's strange, man. Here's where it gets creepy for me. In my research, we found out that Amber had been wanting to get rid of Rarity, actually. In this video here by Amber's ex, Beck, my response plus life updates.
Something else I wanted to talk about was I just found out today that she lost Rarity, and that breaks my heart. Rarity was very special to me. I loved all 3 of those animals very much. Rarity was like my little shadow toward the end. She followed me everywhere I went, and it was hard to even leave her. And I know when Amber talked about moving to Oklahoma, she was scared that she could only find a place that allowed 2 animals. So she considered giving me Rarity, but that's not what ended up happening. And I sometimes wish that I would have gotten her, because now who knows where Rarity is.
So that's a pretty powerful anecdote. We already know that the place only allowed 2 animals, and now we know that she was attempting to get rid of Rarity beforehand in a premeditated way. But there's another anecdote. In another video from Beck, a conversation with Destiny. This is, of course, Amber's other ex, the one that owned Gracie.
Dude, you have no idea how freaking sad I am over Rarity.
Dude, that's so messed up. Like,
she was such a good little baby.
You just gave up on her, though. Why would you just give up on her?
Well, obviously, for one, we know that she couldn't have ran after her, but still, she just she just went back to Oklahoma and just didn't care.
Literally, like, and I mean, I forget where it was that they were, but wasn't it like snowing?
This is 2 powerful anecdotes, but to still man the point even further, this is how she talked about Rarity versus Gracie.
Cats don't run away. they explore. And they explore too hard and then they get lost. That's what happened with Rarity. She didn't run away.
So with Rarity, cats don't run away, but with Gracie
was Destiny's cat. Destiny is my ex. And Destiny and I moved into an apartment together. And if you guys don't know anything about cats, they hate moving and they hate new environments 9 times out of 10. And when cats run away, it's usually because they just moved into a place that's new. Gracie tried to run away multiple times when we first moved into the apartment, and I know Gracie was not happy there because Gracie ran away, and now we're gonna try to find her. Gracie ran away. Gracie is Destiny's cat who ran away about 2 weeks ago.
So what is it? Do cats run away or do they not run away? Both can't be true. So these were obvious and stupid lies, but we can obviously see she didn't like the cat. To me, it's obvious that there's a lot of performance for views. After all, she's trying to make money online. Here's some of the excuses. Like, for example, she was saying the cat was trouble for her.
The reason why we had to get rid of Scarlet is because our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets. I was like, oh, okay.
And here's some other examples where it's pretty obvious she did not like these cats.
Don't be sad. We'll find her. And if we don't, I'm hoping she's in like a good place.
I don't know why, but eventually me and Amberlynn get other cats and he's fine with those cats. I don't know if it was like the age he was at that he didn't get along with them. I don't know what was going on. They just didn't get along. And we gave her to one of my friends.
So you will not be surprised that even in the Rarity situation, she was caught in a lie.
Everyone wanted us not together, and I was like, if I'm gonna add another thing to like the pile that she already was experiencing, protecting her, and it made me look like the bad guy. Yeah. When initially I lied about letting the dogs out and Rarity going out because I was protecting her.
Well, that's strange. Why didn't she tell the girlfriend she hadn't seen Rarity, even though she didn't see her for about 24 hours?
So why didn't you tell your girlfriend? Because I didn't know that she was missing. So my girlfriend's house is extremely big, and the lowest floor is where all of the cats would go. It's like their own little safe haven, their own little, I don't know, place to just do whatever they want. And they would all hang down there, play with each other, So that was a very common thing for us to not see them for hours and hours.
So here's the interesting thing. We talked about this earlier. So Tommy was actually kicking Amber out. And this is exactly the same time that Rarity became, gone. One viewer says, I think Emily's dog, Emily, that's Tommy, dog offed the cat still. To which Emily responds saying, please don't blame my dog. He doesn't deserve that. He's the sweetest old boy and big baby. Blame the person who lost, in quotations, her the day I told her to go back to Oklahoma. And then we think about how she was really adamant about how helpful Tommy was, and she couldn't have got through it without Tommy. Kind of like, could be a reach, but kind of like buttering her up a little bit, And we have Amber admitting that she lied, and here's her saying that Tommy was the one that let Rarity out.
She has apologized repeatedly for exaggerating stories, for twisting stories, for lying. I've done the same. We both were unhinged and toxic.
Like, if she really cares about you, she should want the people to back up off of you and take the heat away from you. And one of the things she can do is her take accountability and show.
I'm sure she's watching. So, but I'll talk to her privately. I can talk to her about it.
There's several things she needs to make a statement on, because just the last time she basically called Amber a liar.
There's a little bit of supporting evidence that it's not too far out of the realm of possibility that Amber would go to extreme lengths for her girlfriends or just to keep somebody in her life, that she's extremely clingy. What's up? What is up? What is that? If they've enjoyed the video so far, they should subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, put a like on the video, and comment. That's right. In the video, Nikocado caused me to getting back with my ex, meet Feline. I don't know what that is, but she says something pretty crazy, or admits it rather.
People said that I had a wasabi fund. I did. I think I had maybe $10 for a cat. That's it. And people are saying that like I had this whole wasabi fund, so I got rid of Gracie because I had enough money for a cat. Absolutely not.
So that's evidence that she had the wasabi fund beforehand. This is one of Amber's exes named Erica, aka Valentine. They all have apparently pseudo names, I guess.
We would talk. We FaceTimed. Anytime I looked off, like I was looking at my phone, she would always question me. She was like wanting me to send screenshots of like my inbox and my text messages and stuff and like who I'm talking to and things of that nature. Like she was kind of becoming possessive and she was questioning me all the time. So, you know, she was like, why don't you leave the house, go to the store or something so you can call me? And I'm like, no, like my wife has 360. So me and my wife have 360 and we know where each other are at any given time. So, you know, it's not like I'm running around doing crazy stuff. So she made the comment saying, I need you to put me on Life 360. So I was like, no, not going to do that. A couple weeks go by and she's still pestering me about it. And I agreed to it and like an idiot. And she was Googling every address I would go to, finding out. Yeah, sorry. I am nervous, very nervous.
Here's two more exes giving anecdotes about the clinginess. So in this screenshot here, they're going over, this is the exes Beck and Destiny. Amber's in blue saying, be honest, okay? And don't try to spare my feelings, lol. Okay. Do you have any sort of feelings for me yet? I enjoy talking to you a lot, but if you mean like falling in love, then no, not yet. That would come after dates and spending time together, not just phone combos and text. Amber saying, no, I didn't mean falling in love, but okay. I was just wondering. I'm sure you were. Here's Beck and Destiny talking about it.
What are you trying to see so you can move on to somebody already? Like, we're just hanging out. We literally just started talking. I think this had to have been like within the first.
It was before y'all physically met.
Yeah, it was before we physically met because that's what I just said, not just phone combos or texts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Haven't even met yet. Holy crap. So that kind of puts it within the realm of possibility that maybe Amber would do something extreme. Now, that's not saying that I think she did anything to her cats. I don't know if there's enough there, but I'll let you decide. But it is evidence that she might do something extreme, like let the cat out to prolong time and then accidents happen. Now, we can't say for certain that Amber is purposely losing her cats, but we can say it's within the realm of possibility that she's not telling the truth. Her child, whom she loves and cares for so much, apparently to her is annoying and she's allergic to them.
Rarity. Oh my gosh. I swear. She's probably, I've had several cats in my life, like through different foster homes and this and that. She is by far the most annoying cat I've like ever. She will play with anything. Someone said I used to be a cat person until I got a dog. Now I'm a dog person. I totally get it. For sure.
I'm allergic to sometimes, like, Rarity makes my face break out. That's true. My gosh. That's
not
sad.
wasabi. Yeah, wasabi don't though.
That's not good. That's a wrap, guys. That's a wrap. If you guys want to submit some topics to the Instagram, the DMs are open. I'm currently at 16,485 Instagram followers. Will you be the 16,486th follower? Just let me know.